Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality Cast. I am one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. We are covering Love Island UK Season 7, Episode 39. Now, Chris, where would you like to start today?
Well, Dave, it's funny really because we start with Kaz and Tyler, but we have got some things to address in this episode because I am getting called out left, right and centre, my friend.
I can't actually remember what were you called out for on this particular occasion.
Oh my God. So we've had an email which is just fantastic, and then I've also got Kaz and Tyler. Then I've also got the Priya situation, Dave, just Chloe ripping us on our Facebook page. Oh, that's brilliant. So no, let's start properly with Kaz and Tyler. I'm sure we'll get to them bits, but I tell you what, Dave, I'm becoming a bit of a believer. I do think there is chemistry between these two. I know it was like just leave them to it. Fuck them. They made the bed, but I think there is something there, and I do think everything that happening with them at the moment seems pretty genuine. I'm just hoping that Tyler comes through with all the stuff he's promised Kaz, because I honestly think these could sneakily sneak in the back door and win it, Dave.
They could sneakily sneak in the back door. Well, they were in the hideaway. So I think I'm in agreement with you, but I think the chemistry between them, I think, was undeniable, like all the way through. It was the whole switch with Casa Moore that just left you thinking, well, how can we sort of believe anything else he says? Because he was so convincing the first time round, and then he was convincing with Clarice, and then he was a bit wobbling, wasn't he? He was like, I need to make my mind up. But he's not in a position where he has to make any choice now. I mean, I've got to say, Chris, I thought you'd come out all guns blazing for the whole exclusive thing.
Oh no, I'm ready on that, Dave. I've got that. Don't you worry about that. I've got that. Yeah,
because it is such an utter nonsense. But yes, definitely, I think when no one else is in the equation, I think Tyler and Faye, look really good. Seem to have great chemistry, and yeah, I can see them, at least for the series, sticking it out now.
Yes, honestly, Dave, that is the positive I'm taking. I'll hold my hands up and say, Chris, you may have been a bit cynical there, and obviously we'd seen Tyler just completely flake it, and I said I don't think that there's a great chemistry between that he brings the worst out in Kaz. However, let's get on to the exclusivity, Dave. So this is now a thing, innit? We've seen it with Liam and Millie. It may have happened, because someone's going to correct me. Every time I say, I don't think this has happened on Love Island, someone goes, actually, Chris, you're wrong again. So I'm not going to completely throw that out the door. But what are they exclusive for? They're in a fucking all-inclusive holiday. There's nobody else in there, as far as I can see, that they're going to go for. I don't get that at all. And it was the fucking Hunter slipper bollocks again, Dave. I was like, it was nice at the end when he did it, but I'm just like, what fucking world are these people living on with this fucking bullshit?
I don't know. And Chris, I really hope it doesn't become a thing, because it's such a nonsense gesture. It's like you're on a flight and you're like, oh, do you want my free packet of salt? It's a nothing gesture, isn't it? I mean, who else in there is chasing after Tyler? Who's chasing after Faye? They know, they're a week after Casa Amor, at least. They know they're close to the final now. The exclusive thing is just utter bollocks. It is a nothing gesture. And I just think we're going to have more of these ceremonies now, Chris.
Oh, fucking hell.
And it might mean something if, someone was in a triangle and then they're like, right, no, I've made my mind up. We're not in a triangle. Me and you are exclusive. and that would mean something. But with Liam and Millie and Kaz and Tyler, it hasn't meant anything. And again, I just come back to, well, okay, are you just trying to rewrite history? Are you trying to say you weren't before? And so that makes it all okay, makes it all palatable. So, yeah, I think the Love Actually... I love that scene from Love Actually where Andrew Lincoln, does the old cards and stuff, and obviously they have to improvise, don't they? He's just doing it with towels. I can't imagine the cleaners that happy. But it's a bit weird. I was thinking back to Love Actually. I was thinking, it's a bit snaky, really, isn't it, what he was doing there? To declare his undying love. I know it's people look back at it as a romantic scene and stuff, but she was coupled up, Chris. And if this was on Love Island, it would be a bit snaky of Andrew Lincoln there. But I'm hoping the exclusivity dies off with this season.
Yes.
But I think it'll be around for a while, to be honest. Once it's there, it's going to stick.
No, I agree. I mean, I think just I want to talk about Jake and Liberty in a minute, but keeping on Tyler and Kaz, Dave, where the fuck did that jacuzzi come from in the hideaway? I don't remember seeing that with any of the other couples. They may not have even used it, but I was quite shocked. I was thinking, oh, this is fucking really nice, because usually they go in the bedroom, they pull out a fucking Ann Summers drawer full of fucking toys, and they're away, aren't they? Fucking high-hole silver. But I'd never seen that before, and I think that's nice that they've got that. But I don't know. Maybe they've just not edited it in. I mean, do you remember seeing that?
Molly May was sat in there when she met Tommy.
Yes,
it's
she
season
was
5, and it's the same villa, isn't it? I haven't seen it in a hideaway context, but I'm pretty sure that's the same jacuzzi.
You could be right, Dave. But Dave, let's talk about it. So, Jake, what was he doing stopping Liberty from going over when they became exclusive? I didn't get that at all. I was like, Jake, what are you doing, mate? I really found that really controlling, if I'm honest, Dave. I don't know. And Liberty should have just gone with her instinct. I mean, the good thing with Liberty, I'll give her full credit, is if she's not feeling something, she isn't the sort of person just to sit there and go, oh, that's fine. She did sort of accept it, and then after she was really annoyed. But I was getting annoyed for her, thinking, Jake, what the fuck are you doing?
So it came across like it was really controlling, and I said, "Well,
yes.
it's like someone trying to train their dog, and waiting for a treat or something." It was very, very strange. Came across very controlling, but Hennessy made a good point, which was like, well, he's trying to maximise the camera time. So if Kaz was in amongst everyone. Everyone was kind of celebrating, and you could see Faye was like, "What are you doing over there?" But Jake was trying to maximise the camera time so that when Kaz comes over, he and Jake's there and can get some of that reflected glory. They can share their special moments, and it will probably make the edit. So I think, everything we've seen about Jake, and thinking that, well, he does appear like he's playing a game here. I think at least in Liberty's mind as well, she's like, what the fuck, and she even, they were having a bit of pillow talk, weren't they? And she was saying, I know we're on a TV show and whatever, but what the fuck? I just wanted to go and celebrate with my mate.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she was right, Dave. I think she was right. And what was funny was the girls are all sat there, and there was an MVQ level 1 handed out, Dave, double delivery. Tyler got a love bite. It was just like, oh, really? And then you've got Priya talking, and it was like fucking listening to a fucking episode of Grange Hill. Oh, we were holding hands and stroking each other's hand, and Brett's making it into his love story. And then at the end of it, he went, we've only known each other for a day. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? It's like, you fucking clown. You know what I mean? Like, come on. So I'm not buying them at all, Dave. I just, there's something off with that relationship. It really is just really strange. And to be honest, I'll say all this, and then in a year's time, it'll be like they've had kids, they're fucking married, everything. It might be that there is just this impulsive reaction because, you know, maybe there is. I can't see it, and we're not seeing enough of them both. But Brett just stands out like a sore thumb, Dave. I don't know why. He's just very, very weird. Not weird looking, but just weird in the dynamic of the house. The way they've both come in, it just doesn't sit with me at all.
Yeah, I think I was just looking actually. Someone was asking what a Tory was on our Facebook page. I haven't really been looking at Twitter at all, but it seems like social media is full of not the most positive messages about Priya and Brett. Yeah, I don't know. We had the Priya and Brett show yesterday, didn't we? And I think we talked about him enough then. I don't really have anything else to say. Just not invested in him at all, and can't see it now. We've got one more show Friday night. We've got a full week next week, and then probably a couple of episodes. You know, it'll be finishing off the dates, and then the final, won't it? The week after. So, yeah, I can't see Brett and Priya making it very far.
No, I can't, to be fair, Dave. And I know I've flip-flopped a little bit, but I'm going to stick up for Jake slightly to Dave in tonight's episode. You know, when he was sat with Mary and they were talking, and there seems to be a bit of a chemistry, and I couldn't work out whether he was flirting with Mary or it was just in context of the TV. Like, you know, I want 2 kids, before, you know, one of 30, 30's the new 40, and all that. And then Liberty's like getting really upset, and then when she went into the changing rooms and Faye come in, I'm thinking, oh fucking hell, here we go. Faye's just going to go out and fucking launch him. It was the way Chloe said it, they're childish. Well, you've not even seen her today. He's not even spoke to her, and he sat with Mary, and I'm like, fucking hell, they've been together for
like
7
stuff,
fucking... Yeah, I'm not saying that Jake was a saint tonight, because I do think, and obviously the VT we see for tomorrow's episode, there is something going on there, but he might have been just doing it to say to Liberty, oh, I'm fucking bored of all this. I don't know, he could be an absolute dick, but I just felt that Liberty's reaction was very, very childish, and she's pulling her hair, and I don't know, Dave, it just didn't seem right. However, I don't know if there's anything there between Jake and Liberty. I'd said to you, Dina, I'm not sure. I think it was just purely a chat, and I don't know whether he like I've just said, whether he was flirting. I don't know, but it seemed to escalate from there, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it was just an accumulation of things with Liberty. I don't think it was particularly that Jake was chatting to Mary. I mean, if he was actually trying to be flirty with her, he'd probably do it not sat on the fucking beanbags right next to Liberty, would he?
I know.
You know,
Yeah.
he's just having a chat. They're literally, you could throw a stone and hit the other beanbags. It would be ridiculous to go off on that. And yeah, Chloe's comment, it was proper school stuff, wasn't it? But I think it was just an accumulation of things. Ever since like the movie night, you know, things haven't been great between them. You know, in the whole graduation ceremony, Liberty was the only one who said, well, yeah, we've graduated already, so we didn't, but, you know, it's fine. But it's like, yeah, is it really? I just think... Unfortunately, you know, because they're the only OG couple left, aren't they? I think. I just don't really see that chemistry. It's almost, Chris, like Curtis and Amy.
Yes.
Where they coupled up very, very early, but then they became like the villa mum and dad.
Yes.
And I don't necessarily think Jake and Liberty have become that, but just... The actual spark seems to be missing for them right now. But again, I'm not completely going to dismiss them and throw them in the bin, because part of me is thinking this is just a little bit of manipulation, you know, a little bit of a prod from the producers basically saying, look, you're a bit boring. Jake was in the bottom 3. You need to spice it up. You need to make people think that there's a bit at stake here. And so it could just be that, it could be a redemption arc.
Yeah, and I must admit, I had written that down saying potentially is this their play to win the whole show?
Yeah.
Everyone has called Jake out, Jake the Snake, and we've called him out ourselves, and quite rightly at times. Is this the whole thing? Just for him to go, oh my word, actually, he loves, because he hasn't really said he loves her. So not that I've seen, Dave. The boyfriend and girlfriend.
And that is a weird thing, isn't it? Again, when she said it, he went off celebrating with the lads. It's like, that's a bit weird.
No, it is. It is, Dave. So, and I think you're onto something, because it is something I'm sniffing now. Is it just this little narrative that they need to give us a bit of something else? We seem to have had it with most of the couples, don't we? Where there is that bit of doubt. I mean, Teddy and Faye have dominated the last week for good and bad. So they seem to be on a keel there. I do think Faye's still got it in her that we might see something next week, but we'll see. And Dave, I've said no. I've got a feeling there might be more couples and maybe one or two people potentially coming in. A little bit of it could be. I might be wrong, but there's something. But however, Dave, let's talk about the stripping competition. So the heart rate competition starts, and I do think it does have comparisons slightly to the lie detector test, Dave, because you can see the couples or the people who are securing themselves and the ones who are not, who are taking it like quite literal, the doubts there. And this is what this does. It creates that little seed, doesn't it? I mean,
yeah.
Kaz was the first out, looking proper sexy. She had the moves. Tyler was loving it. She goes through all the different guys. Proper sexy, Dave. Liberty was the same. Liberty came out. She was the cowgirl.
Proper Daisy Duke.
Daisy Duke.
Set my heart racing a bit there.
Yeah. She looked really nice. I think I've got all my hands up, Dave. Out of all of them, I think Millie, for me, Lara Croft, she was without doubt the sexiest, I thought, in the moves and everything. And Liam was like, yeah, well, we're putting that in the case on the way up. It's just like, I thought Millie was good. Faye was good as well, Dave. Mary, they were all good, the girls. And Dave, and this is what I wanted to get at, Chloe ripped me to pieces on Facebook, Dave. She went, there you go, Chris. You said that Priya was a nurse. What did she come out in? A nurse's outfit, Dave.
That was a bit weird, wasn't it?
Reality radar. I knew.
It was foreshadowing. Yeah, foreshadowing for this event.
Days before.
Yeah, I thought that was just a bit too, I don't know, lacking imagination. She's a doctor in training and, comes out as a nurse. I don't know. Felt like a bit more imagination was required there. But, I thought the girls were brilliant. I always think in this fucking this challenge, Chris, it's always the same. The blokes are all sticking it in the wank bank for later and taking it really seriously, and the girls, it's all a bit of fun. The guys come out, I mean, they've usually got some incredibly tight shorts. Jesus Christ, I wonder how many people needed to help Tyler out of his shorts later.
Oh my God, Dave. Fucking spray.
It's always the same move. It's like, yeah, I'm all sexy. I'm gonna gyrate my crotch right in her face.
Have some of that.
Always the fucking same.
It's Alan Partridge, isn't it? Do a lot sexy. It's fucking. And they pick them up, don't they? Oh, I love that.
It's so the same every time, and the only variation on it, and hats off to him, was Toby, who sort of mixed it up a bit. He was doing the whole Superman type thing, wasn't he? And again, I just thought the fun, you just saw it with Chloe and Toby. They were just having a ball there. And again, for me, just give them the 50 grand now.
Oh, it was brilliant with them too. I mean, her dance was great. His was amazing. I think he got a lot of credit though, Dave. Jake, I think they were saying I think Mary said he could be a fucking stripper. So yeah, I've seen before. He had some moves, Dave. To be fair,
he did. But and someone mentioned in our Discord, and I'd forgotten about it, that we've seen that move before, and it was from. Do you remember Jackson from
he was a
season 2
stripper.
Australia.
Yeah,
he was a
looked
male
like-
stripper.
Yeah,
And he did that thing where he kind of interlocks the legs and flips the girl over. It's like, must be a male stripper trick. And Jake did it. And I'm like, again, we know, Chris, or we suspect strongly that Jake is a student of this game, isn't he? And I
Yes.
think he's either been doing a bit of male stripping on the side because he was very fucking good, or he's seen that and then, you know, fancied giving it a go. But yeah, I agree. Honestly, out of all of the blokes, I thought Jake actually looked like he could do that for a living.
And I'll tell you what, Dave, you're not actually wrong, because at the end of this has happened before, he'll end up with a guest spot with the Chippendales potentially, depending on how successful he is. No, honestly, it does happen. They end up going on tour with him. They do it in America and stuff. Like, I watched Jersey Shore on Vinny, who's one of the guys on Jersey Shore. He's done like a residency at Vegas as he's sort of like the compare stroke stripper for the Chippendales. Or the Dream Boys, I think it is. It's one of them, but he's always going on about it. So he's ended up like proper doing stuff like that. So this could happen. And I think it happened to Alex. Alex, who was with Olivia, he was actually a stripper, I think, originally. And then he ended up going on tour with him. So honestly, you're saying that, I reckon that the Chippendales agent or the Dream Boys agent is going to be looking at Jake potentially to sell it in nightclubs, Dave. So yeah. It's somewhat so far in front, and I'm sure Liberty won't be happy about that. But when we get the results...
She won't care about then.
No, I don't think they'll be together, I agree. We get the results. So Liam reads them out. You've got Teddy, it makes... FaZe is Teddy, Liberty's is Jake, Kaz is Brett, which is a bit of Millie. Is Brett. Millie's was Teddy. But with Faye as well, so that wasn't too bad. I thought the knives were going to be at that point, Dave. Priya was Brett, Mary was Teddy again, and Chloe was Toby. I would have been surprised if Chloe's wasn't Toby, but yeah, I thought Faye was going to fucking pull a face, but she seemed to take it all in good spirits, to be fair.
I thought when it was like Teddy, Millie, and Faye, I just thought, I can imagine in the back the producers are like, oh shit, you know, looking at the printout, and then they're like, just scribble on with pencil as well, and Faye.
Oh, yeah.
Just to avoid World War III. So, I tell you what, Chris, leading up to this, and this is where my bullshit radar was off, I said, right, with this whole conversation with Jake, and Mary, they are going to send out Mary looking absolutely hot, you know, and the smart money was on being a devil or something like that. They sent her out as fucking Ariel from The Little Mermaid. And I was like, really? And I don't think the whole massive ginger wig, I don't really think it did anything for her. So I think she got a bit of, you know, the short stick there.
Yeah, I think so. Unless they pick their outfits, Dave, it might be one of her favourite Disney films or something. I'm not sure. I mean, if it was me, I'd have picked Superman as well, Dave. So I would have gone with the full phone box and everything. And question marks have got to be asked, though. Who's bringing all these props onto the set? Because he had a fucking telephone kiosk and everything, did Toby. So there must be people bringing them on. I can't see them saying to the lads, bring this down. They might have done. And it might be. But
it'll be like... You know, when they do the old parties, you know, we had it, didn't we, at the Ace's wedding, where you just put all the things on, like the funny glasses and the
photo booth stuff
and stuff. Yeah, the photo booth. That's it. It'll be like that. Someone will have come around with a job lot of them, and you get to pick. Maybe you get to pick your own out of that lot.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, to be fair. And when we're looking at the guys, so Toby, his heart rate was done by Millie and Chloe. Tyler had Kaz. Teddy had Millie and Faye, like you said, with the fucking crayon, fucking better buffet. then you've got Aaron. Aaron was Kaz, and then Tyler was Liam. Kaz was, but Tyler's face when Aaron was picked and it was Kaz. Tyler's face was a bit like, oh really? Yeah. And then Liam was Millie, but Jake was Millie as well. Millie seemed to win, so it was weird because Liberty's face was like And Jake's face was like, oh, fuck, so it all played into the fact that the girls won, but what happened there? This is where I say you get that little bit of a snippet. You've got Jake and Liberty talking about tomorrow's episode, and he says straight away about Millie being his type and Mary, and I'm like, oh, mate, you fucking bellend, what are you saying?
Again, he trots out, he says that Millie and Mary are his type, but you're my girlfriend, is what he keeps saying. It's like, oh, dude, you can't keep trotting that line out. You need to say something else, comment about how beautiful she is, or just something complimentary. Like I say, I'm still on the fence whether this is just a play to win the thing. But they are definitely wobbling, aren't they? And the thing is, what you could see Jake could potentially go for Mary. Mary and Aaron are still quite new, aren't they?
Yes.
So, if Jake and Liberty split at this point, you could see that happening. But, I mean, Liberty, she's had all her eggs in Jake's basket from day one, hasn't she, really? I know I said about the whole stepping forward for Brad thing, but once she got to know Brad, that was in the bin, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was all done.
Once she got to know his chat. I don't know. No, I think it'd be ridiculous, wouldn't it? I mean, that'd be properly snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. If you were there together for the whole Love Island experience, apart from the last week. Yeah,
I agree. It's a strange one, isn't it? It's weird how all this is playing out, Dave. We'll see tomorrow. I mean, I can't wait. It's going to be a Friday night extravaganza. I'm going to have the Prosecco, the Jack Daniels on ice, Dave. It is going to be amazing to see this. Let's see if he does get his comeuppance. It might be the kick up the arse he needs, because he has been coasting and he is a bit arrogant, Jake. I do think he is. So let's see. But Dave, look, you're going to have to read one of these emails out. We've had some crackers, but I'm going to read the first couple out, and I think it's the third one in is in relation to myself, Dave, and I want your best Dave Horrocks thespian acted. So this one is from my great friend Pascal, and it's entitled "It's All Over the Place." Great point on Liberty, Dave, with the initial coupling up, the Brad point. I almost got the missus to back you, but as a female, she obviously is in Liberty's corner and said it's not the same. And Chris, I need to email you sooner so we can work on your hashtag Chris's Reality Radar. I nailed the producers meddling with Jake, giving the boys his best gladiator speech in Casa Amor. Oh, and Dave, I was going to defend good old Chris, as you called him out a few times over the past few days' episodes, but Chris has only gone on holiday and treated the family, clearly earning too much money. It needs to be Dave and Chris's reality podcast for next season. No, don't be silly now, Pascal.
It wouldn't be CD.
No, it'd be
then,
DC. Or DIC. We could have to put an I in the middle for the pair of dicks that we are. But anyway, no need to talk about Faye. It's gone beyond damage limitations now. As she mentioned, her family has had to have her back up, and her getting back with Teddy is really poor, especially for him. But it's either going to have another blip, can't imagine she has another blow up now, but we are approaching the runway, or she's going to keep her head down for the remainder of the show. Thanks again, guys, for sharing your experiences, especially Dave. It's saddening and heartwarming to know that you have had such experiences where you've had come out on the other side and built this fantastic community along with Chris. I'm sure I don't speak for myself, but it gives your audience strength and belief that we too can overcome comparable situations. Well done again, guys. Keep up the good work. I also find it strange ITV do not have a group of people keeping an eye on the socials and gently guiding the contestants, producers, etc. Also, Sutton United are also my local team. I won't be wasting time with paperwork setting up an agency like good old Chris. You for free. I know nothing about Aaron. Keep smashing it and creating opportunities. Speak soon. That's a great email, Dave. Pascal, he's always defending me, Dave, I've got to say. He's a great guy.
It is good email. And I think it was me, wasn't it, who went on the investigative journey trying to actually find out, is he a footballer? And I did find Chris, because Sutton United got promoted last year, and I saw him in his tracksuit with someone who was in their full kit on the last day. So it wasn't quite a John Terry where he's put his full kit on for the
wanker,
pictures.
I think we've had one from Chloe, the same Chloe who was ripping me tonight, Dave, about the Nurse Priya outfit. But anyway, Chloe, I'm going to let this slide because this is a really good email. First of all, you guys are amazing.
Just send the email.
Sorry, what are you saying?
Go on. I've just seen the email that you were talking about. I have to read.
Fuck you, Dave. Right, here we go. First of all, you guys are amazing. Thanks for maintaining an element of entertainment alongside this series, which I'm now dubbing Love Island, the shit show. Absolutely terrible in so many ways because of overproduction, contrived relationships and forced storylines. Though maybe I'm the stupid one. I still have it on every night, scrolling Twitter for juicy memes at 3 a.m. and jumping on your podcast the second it is released the next day. Still think a 30s version would be much more appealing. At this point, I would enjoy talks of mortgages, ingestion and how to keep your plant alive. So much more than what's your favourite condiment and what the chuffy Nora is an MVQ. Anyway, I wanted to send my very first email as I think your podcast is missing something. The piece de la resistance, the cherry on the Love Island pie, the way you both say goodbye at the end. Now, Dave, this has had me thinking, I must admit. You fill my eardrums with such fun for a solid 50 minutes, then all of a sudden, puff, you're gone. A quick bye, as though you really need to run off for a wee, but no Chris and Dave sparkle, an anticlimax. Well, Dave, there is answers there. I'm sure Sam would agree.
It's not the first disappointing end.
I'm sure Sam would agree on that. An anticlimax leaves me sitting here staring at the wall and wondering what happened. Maybe you could trademark your own special farewell, as well as Chris's reality radar. How about an adieu jingle, Dave. I wasn't very good at French. All the Patreons could feature as the goodbye choir. Anyway, just a thought. Keep up the good work, minus the farewells. Looking forward to another corker tonight, Chloe. So that's a great email. Dave, we're going to have to think of something there, aren't we?
Yeah, I was racking my brain, to be honest, because our kind of outro, we do all the plugs, the Patreon call out and everything. So that is all part of the outro. And then when it comes to it, it is just a pie, isn't it? But I was thinking, do we do a whole Morecambe and Wise sort of thing?
Well,
little outro song at the end. Do a bit of Frank Sinatra, My Way.
You know what I was thinking. And now the end is near. Yeah. No, I was thinking possibly. Now on our other podcast, the VHS and Comics in Motion, we get snippets from the movies, don't we, and put some music together. Whether we get some reality TV stuff, maybe it's like, right, everyone, can you sit down, or something like that, and we'll get snippets of different contestants, maybe.
I like making the copies.
Maura, I really like you. Honestly, I don't want to kiss you, but I like you. Yeah, all right, Curtis. But we could do something like that. I don't know. We'll have to put our heads together, Dave. I mean, it's a brilliant email, and Chloe is now on my reality radar, Dave, for the pure insult on Facebook about the nurse's outfit. But we'll see.
We will have to have a think, but also I'd invite any suggestions as well, because I was racking my brain yesterday, and I'm coming up dry at the moment. But Chris,
hang on, no, wait a minute. We've got an email from Denise before you bloody step up. I need to let me read this one, Dave.
No, I was just gonna say about the NVQ.
Oh, right,
meeting.
sorry.
I don't. So I was just Googling it while you were talking there, and one of the sites, so Get India News, which apparently they report on Love Island now, it's got a good explanation. So NVQ1 is used for describing kissing.
Yeah.
Right. NVQ2 is oral sex, and NVQ3 is the full shebang. Now I'm assuming Chloe was asking about the Love Island interpretation of MVQs and not the actual qualification, because you can get it for like, I I don't know, hairdressing and stuff, can't you? MVQs, they're like just a different qualification. But there you go. That's a nice, concise way of describing it all.
I've told you before, Dave, I've got an MVQ level 2 in electrical engineering, and I've got an MVQ level 2 business administration. I've not got it in the art of Love Island, Dave. So, but I do get that reference, and it was a long time ago when I got my MVQs, Dave. But anyway, and that's not a euphemism, that's just me being truthful. Anyway, before we get on the fucking email that's going to absolutely nail me, this one's from our great friend Denise. Hi again. I couldn't help but laugh out loud when Tyler went on one of Dave's favourite parts of the series, the trail of memories, just to declare himself boyfriend and girlfriend. Oh, wait, sorry, exclusive. I'm pretty sure the producers made sure to include 2 girls' names if they raised the guys' hearts to protect Teddy so that Faye wouldn't blow up, exactly what you said, if it was only Millie. Now, on to Jake. I know he's the villain, the villain adieu. He's on my blah list, by the way, but why criticise him for saying you're my girlfriend? Yes, that's his go-to line, but not for nothing. He may not be eloquent with words. What is he, a regular guy who does manual labour? Maybe where he's from, he's not used to using decorative words. In my hood, you won't find poets able to articulate their feelings in words like a Brett, perhaps. Just a thought. Now, Dave, that's not a bad call, to be fair. Maybe he could be potentially that. He just doesn't. He isn't very good in them sort of situations.
Could be. Don't buy it, but the door is slightly open. I just think, look, Jake has had plenty of practice chatting up the ladies, hasn't he? Let's face it. Whether he's had to try that hard, I don't know. But yeah, it could be that he's just crap with his words and just doesn't know what to say. But I mean, we've got an email after the one I'm going to read as well that sort of speaks to that. But Chris, this is the email
that you've been waiting for.
I'm going to revel in to Pascal's point as well. I do enjoy it a little bit. And I'm sure you definitely do when I get it as well. So this one is from Gavin, and the subject is, Chris, you clown. Brett is not a medical doctor, you uber clown. He's studying for a PhD in exercise. I think it was sports science, but exercise sounds better. If you get a PhD, you're called a doctor. But it's an academic doctor, not an actual doctor. He's just a glorified PE teacher. Can't believe you got that wrong after your monumental fuck-up calling Priya a nurse. But in all seriousness, I love your honest and accurate take on the show, guys. Keep it up. And that is from Gavin in Ireland.
My word, my fact-finding this week has been terrible, and I'm blaming it on the fact that I am actually on holiday, and I'm fucking absolutely tanked up on Prosecco and Jack Daniels, Dave, most days, because I'm on holiday, so I don't drink usually at home, only once a week, so yeah, I'm blaming it all on that, and the fact that I've just skated over some of the articles, because I've not been keeping up with our social media stuff. This is all excuses, Dave, that I just basically didn't research it properly.
It was great email. Obviously, tongue in cheek.
Yeah, of course it is.
The end there, but
Dave, I love it.
Now, Chris, we've also got one from James.
We have indeed, Dave, and he said, "Can we create a new drinking game where every time Jake says, 'But you're my girlfriend,' the person has to take a shot? I'm so sick of this absolute tool being on my television screen." Don't hold back, James. Really wish Lib gets so far away from him. It's a shame she and Matt never talked. I think they might have had something genuine. On another note, Kaz and Lib have saved this season for me, along with Chloe and her silly antics. I just can't help but laugh out loud whenever Chloe says something or appears on screen. Whatever you can say about her, you can't deny Chloe is authentic as hell. Oh, Dave, I must admit, before I finish his email, when she was saying to fucking Chloe, "Yeah, bruv," and all this, she was like, yeah.
Saying to Faye, Liberty, wasn't she? She went all street, and she's like, "Yeah, bruv. Yeah, bruv.
Yeah,
what?
You deserve better. If he can't see it, bruv. And I was like, wow. But it was the way she was saying it was brilliant. And there was a bit, I think, after when Toby had done the full Superman, but she's in it's a face expression. She was in the VT room and she said something. She went, oh, fuck me. And then she looked and went, as if to go, oh, matron, I won't mind him fucking me. It was just a delivery was bang on. She's got some great facial expressions. But anyway, she put Tyler and Kaz continue to warm my heart. I really like this episode on them. I think they're making a strong case for winning over Toxic Faye and Paul Teddy Bear. I agree, Dave, to be fair. Lastly, this Aaron guy may be a player as Dave thinks, but I think he's just a very smooth operator and a funny guy. I love his presence and feel like he should have been in the Villa ages ago instead of boring ass Hugo. Now, I agree with that, Dave, because Aaron just seems so bubbly and such a nice lad, to be fair. I mean, come on. He has more personality than Hugo and original Aaron, and that tall, handsome guy Brad combined together. And Dave, this is a revelation from James. I'm not sure that anybody's been asking for, but he's put, quietly, I miss Lucinda. What I wouldn't give now for another, really? Keep up the awesome work, James. So another brilliant email, Dave.
Man, it seems so long ago now, doesn't it? That we had Lucinda in there. I think one of the other reasons, when I was trying to figure out if Aaron was a football player, I think I stumbled across an article where he said something about, he's had fun up to now, but it's time for him to settle down, or some words to that effect. Yeah. So it sort of implied a little bit that he'd enjoyed his life with the status of a footballer.
Good lad, fair play to him, Dave, fair play. So let's see how it goes, but Dave, another episode in the bag, absolutely brilliant. And I just want to thank everyone, even the abuse I've received, Dave, which everybody knows I absolutely love. I do, honestly. I love it when someone calls me out for something I've not spot checked it or whatever, or any of my bloody reality radar fucking predictions just come at me. It doesn't, honestly, I never take anything personal like this because it's all good fun. And it's funny, because we had a bit of a meal with some of the family members who've never met them before, where we are in the Isle of Wight. And one of the ladies actually said she avid Love Island fan, and she said straight away, this is exactly what she said. I've never told her we did the podcast or anything, and she just said, I've never watched Love Island like this where it's so overproduced. And she said every scenario just seems so fake. And I swear to you, she's never listened to the podcast. By the end of the evening, Dave, she had full links to the podcast and everything. But and she will be tuning in. But yeah, it was so interesting because I didn't say a word. And then Sam said, oh, Chris does a podcast on like reality TV with Dave, like Love Island. And so I've sent her the links and she's like, oh, that's it. Now I'm going to be listening. But everything she said is what most people have been thinking about this series, about the producers not stepping. She said about the producers not stepping in on Faye, the way it would have been different if it was a man. It was really, really good conversation. So yeah, really, really good. Awesome.
I was just scrolling through our Facebook. I saw the comment there about you getting called out. Pre-addressed.
That is excellent. How good is that fucking message? Right, Dave, anyway, forget that. I don't want any more abuse. You've had me quoted today. I want to thank our Patreons today. Honestly, absolutely brilliant. Patreon.com/CD RealityCast. Please get over there, guys, if you want to support us. And every evening we have our Discord watch along when the show's on. Really, really good, and some great comments. And unfortunately, this evening I was an hour behind, Dave, and I'm absolutely, because I'm on holiday, I'm loving my holiday. I'm like, I really want to get on that Discord chat. So tomorrow I'm going to make sure that I am there at 9 o'clock UK time to chat with everyone, because I've not had any insults from Hannah and the other gang on there, Dave, and that's what we need. We need Chris getting some abuse, which is brilliant. So roll call of honour for today, Dave, is Shern, Helen, Abby, Charlie, Brianna, Chloe, Neve, Jacqueline, Noreen, Claire, Amy, Zoe, Joanna, Helen, Libby, Katie, Dee Dee, Hannah, Ed, Priscilla, Susan, Hennessy, Hayley, Lauren, Tracy, Lucky Lulu Green, and Kent Gustafsson. Dave, honestly, I know that's not as fluid as normal, Dave, but we've got 27 patrons now, which is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, guys. Honestly, it is. It's just amazing. And as always, if you want to follow us on social media, guys, and get in contact, you want to email us, chrisanddave'srealitycast@gmail.com. No, it's not. It's cdrealitycast@gmail.com. If you want to follow us on social media, at cdrealitycast. So, Dave, I'm going to go and lie down, try and recover before tomorrow, and make sure that I'm not as drunk as I've been this week when we've been recording.
Well, I was expecting a song, Chris.
What are we going to sing, Dave? What are we going to sing?
No, it's been absolutely awesome, and until we can come up with a better outro, this one is it. So it's good to speak to you again, sir, and I shall speak to you again tomorrow.
Goodbye. Nice one, Dave.